Today we have with us Sri Swapnil Khare, Deputy Municipal Commissioner. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time. Could you please tell us more about yourself?
Thank you, Ashish. I am Swapnil. As you said, I belong to 2017 batch of Indian Administrative Service. I am presently posted as Deputy Municipal Commissioner in Rajkot Municipal Corporation.
Sir, what prompted you to go ahead with Rajkot Zoo, which is in Pradyuman Park?
Uh, Rajkot Zoo or Pradyuman Park as it is commonly known has been in existence for many years, and it is one of the finest zoos in the country which are managed by municipal corporation. And the good thing about the zoo is that all the staff and all the resources, they are completely off the corporation, and we are not dependent on the state government or the central government, other than the broad overview guidelines and regulations of the zoo authority. We are by and large maintaining the zoo on our own. Furthermore, we are planning to expand the zoo, and there are plans of an upcoming lion safari park, for which most of the tenders are done, and in very short period of time we will be executing the works, in which we will be using the tigers, using the lions which we have in our Aji breeding center, and they will be there on full display. And we aim to provide this facility to the citizens of Rajkot by the year 2026.
Sir, could you please enlighten us on Swachh Bharat mission?
So Swachh Bharat mission is a mission of Government of India which was launched in the year 2015. It has two components, Swachh Bharat mission urban and Swachh Bharat mission rural. And the idea behind these missions is twofold. One is creating awareness about issues of cleanliness, and towards that extent a lot of grant is there for IEC, in which there is behavior change communication which constantly keeps happening, which you would have also seen on newspapers, TVs, radios, in which the citizens are prompted to be a part of the mission and help the local authorities in maintaining and ensuring cleanliness. The other part is the infrastructure related part, in which various grants are provided to local authorities such as municipal corporations, municipalities, gram panchayats, for construction of toilets, for construction of community toilets, public toilets, and other infrastructure such as for maintenance of urinals, and also for disposal of waste facilities. So that is all. These are the components of the Swachh Bharat mission.
Sir, does our city have dumping sites, and how do you cater to our sewage problem?
So dumping site is a concept which was earlier used. Now dumping sites have been replaced by sanitary landfills. And what happens in these sanitary landfills is using methods of scientific disposal of solid waste. All the waste that is collected in the city is taken to a central processing facility. So in our case in Rajkot, that place happens to be Nakrawadi village, where there is a dedicated spot for the sanitary landfill. Basically, after collection of the waste, we do a process called bioremediation, in which from the waste that has been gathered, we remove all that which can be reused. So for instance, plastics. So plastics can be reused. Similarly, there is a process through which we can create energy from these plastics. So refuse derived fuel is something that is taken out from this waste through the bioremediation process, and this RDF or refuse derived fuel is sent to cement companies for production of energy. And other than that, we have some inert material which cannot be used in any productive way, and that is sent to sanitary landfills. Dump sites which we used to see in the past, which were huge mountains where you would see a lot of waste that was lying around, they will soon be a thing of the past, and Rajkot city is also making all efforts towards that. And by the year 2025, end of 2025 or early 2026, we are also planning to make our waste to energy plant operational. which is being set up with the help of an agency called Avalon, who have functioning plant in Bhavnagar. So once that plant is operational, all our solid municipal waste can be sent to the plant directly, and whatever is the useful part of that waste will be used for creation of generation of electricity, which will be fed to the grid. And it's a process which will automatically segregate all that is useful and all that is not useful.
Sir, tell us about your projects on taking care of the health of our locals in the city.
So, public health is a very important issue for Government of India, Government of Gujarat, and Rajkot Municipal Corporation. So, it is an issue which is being handled at all three levels. Government of India provides funding under various programs such as National Health Mission and RBSK, or Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram. Under these grants, we are able to recruit a lot of staff, including medical officers, multi-purpose health workers, female health workers who work in the field, and they get to know about the health issues of the people. Similarly, we have a very vibrant state government which continuously monitors this work and augments it through various grants. And at the level of Rajkot Municipal Corporation, we have 23 urban health centers which are working for the health of the people. On a daily basis, in all of these 23 urban health centers, we get an OPD of more than 150 to 200 people. So a lot of people take the benefit of our municipal health services on a daily basis. Other than that, we also have a lot of Ayushman Arogya Mandirs, or HWCs, Health and Wellness Centers. These are basically extensions of our facilities provided at urban health centers, and a lot of facilities provided at urban health centers are being delegated to these centers. So the idea is that wherever a person resides, at a walking distance from their place of residence, they'll find an urban health facility. So either it could be Arogya Ayushman Mandir or HWC, which will provide a limited set of facilities, and then there would be UHC, which would be the full diaspora of activities relating to urban health. So in Ayushman Arogya Mandir, we have delegated facilities such as OPD, because we have medical officers who are MBBS trained in these centers. We also have NCD, or non-communicable diseases facilities, such as testing of BP, blood pressure. We also have maternal and child health facilities that will be provided at these centers. So gradually the plan is to expand the net, and whenever a person feels unwell, they can simply walk to one of these centers and get the best of the facilities.
Sir, how do you approach a matter concerning a fire disaster or any calamity in general?
So, fire safety is a very important subject, and recent incidents have shown how important it is to be prepared for any eventuality. There are two aspects of fire preparedness. One is firefighting, and the other is fire prevention. So, unfortunately, in the past 2 decades, the focus has mostly been on fire fighting and not so much on fire preparedness. But state government has recently emphasized a lot on fire preparedness and fire prevention. So what that entails basically is that even before a fire incident takes place, we are prepared in such a way that we are able to prevent any such fires. So the prevention wing, basically what it does is it constantly checks whether all the units that are set up in the city, whether they have the required NOC or not. So there are education institutes, there are hospitals, there are game zones, there are recreational facilities, there are preschools. So whether all these facilities have fire NOC or not, that is being checked by our fire prevention wing. And if they don't have NOC, then if any steps under the Fire Act, including if required sealing, need to be taken. So those are being taken by our fire prevention wing. And we have started a huge recruitment drive right now in the corporation. We are in the process of recruiting more than 250 people to fill up these posts of fire prevention wing. And then we also have the firefighting wing, which has been in operation since quite long. And this firefighting wing, basically we have 7 fire stations and an ERC, which is funded by the state government. In these centers, we basically have lots of fire staff including station fire officer, leading fireman, and fire operators. And they also have a lot of equipment, such as they have some fire tenders, there's some mini fire tenders, some mobile tenders. So whenever there is a fire incident, basically a call goes to the central control room, which does an allotment as to which is the fire station which is nearest to the incident of fire. And from there, the fire tenders are dispatched and our fire operators go and put out the fire. So it's a very efficient system, but we want to further improve its efficiency by recruiting more and more.
So, you are interested to tell us about RMTS and BRTS?
So in the city we have two kinds of systems. One is Rajkot Municipal Transport System and the other is BRTS or Bus Rapid Transport System. So in the BRTS we have around 10.5 kilometers of road which is dedicated to buses, and we have around 19 stations on this BRTS route, and it is a dedicated high-speed route on which citizens can fly on these buses and there is no interruption on the route, and they can reach from one station to any of the other 18 stations in no time. So it is something like the metro services that are provided in other big cities. And the other is RMTS, which is the grassroots or the last point facility for urban transport that is provided to the citizens. So in RMTS routes, it may be not as high speed and it's not maybe as high volume, but it aims to reach the last citizen, and maybe we will be running some routes which may not be as economically feasible, but if it helps us reach the last person in such a way that they can walk to the nearest bus station instead of taking an auto or instead of taking a rickshaw to the bus station. So the idea of RMTS is access and reaching the last person, while the idea of BRTS is to provide high speed mobility and to transport large number of volumes on high traffic routes.
So, what is your take on Anganwadi? Tell us more about ICDS.
So ICDS stands for Integrated Child Development Scheme. It was a scheme. It is a scheme of the Government of India, which was launched many decades back, and it is amply supported by the state government and implemented at the grassroots by the municipal corporation. We have 364 Anganwadis in our city, which all have one Anganwadi worker and one Anganwadi helper. Basically, the focus of Anganwadi is to provide nutrition facilities and basic preschool education facilities to children. Mostly, these are children who belong to the not so well off state of society. So, in those who are very well off, they would maybe sending their children to some preschools or some units which provide very good education to children. But for those who can't afford these facilities and for those people for whom these facilities may not be as accessible, Anganwadis is a good way for us to make sure that the basic nutrition and educational requirements of children are met. And as we are aware of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, so it was launched after 2002 with the aim of providing access to education to all, especially children in the age group of 6 to 14, that is class 1 to 8. Now Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan has been replaced by Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, and Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan aims to expand this age group from 6 to 14 to those who are under 6 years and those till the age of 18 years. So to target those who are below the age of 6 years, we need to focus on Anganwadis and provide the best of educational facilities. Earlier, the focus was more on nutrition and less on education, but over the years, the importance of preschool education has been understood by the policy makers, and now we have also started providing really good educational facilities in Anganwadis.
Lastly, I would say I am happy for this amazing opportunity to be with you, and I thank you for sharing with us the work that you do in our city.
Thank you, Ashish. It was a pleasure. So this will be used in your project.
Yes, sir.